you have your Bibles, turn with me to the 9th chapter of Luke. I have one verse of scripture that I want to share with you. Luke chapter 9. We've all, or I would say we have all, most of us at least, have either been to a sporting event or have seen on TV and people in the stands holding up a sign that says John 3:16. Haven't we? Come on, wake up. But have you ever seen one hold up a sign that says Luke 9:23? Have your Bible and read like Luke 9:23 with you. If anyone will come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. Never seen that held up, have you? Now, we can probably understand why no one paints that on a board and holds it up at a game. It's not, or doesn't come across at least as a very appealing advertisement for Christianity. We don't want to hear that part of the message, that we're going to have to give up something, that we're going to have to deny ourselves of something. We like the ice cream on top of the pie, don't we? We don't like the broccoli before that. We like the good. We don't want to hear that it's going to cost us anything. But the truth is that John 3:16 and Luke 9:23 have to go together in order for there to be an accurate understanding of the invitation of Christ's gospel. John 3:16, of course, is emphasizing believing, while Luke 9:23 is focused on following. The two must go together. There's no believing without following, so therefore there's no John 3:16 without Luke 9:23. If anyone would come after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. Now, most of you have been here for the series of messages that I've been preaching, but for those that have not, the messages so far that I've been talking about were things that points to us in our relationship with God. In other words, where are we in our relationship with God? Am I just a fan of God, or am I a true follower of Christ? But where does He want to take us when we decide that we're going to follow Him? Where is He going to take us? That's the other part of the message. That's where we want to try to transition to now. We decided what our relationship is with Him. We decided that we're going to follow Him, but where is it that we're going to follow Him to? What is it we're going to follow Him into? What does He require of us? In this particular passage, Jesus lays out His expectations for the followers. He doesn't beat around the bush. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't put ice cream on top of the pie. He says, if you're going to follow me, you're going to have to deny yourself daily. You're going to have to take up that cross, and you're going to have to follow me. Amen. Amen. So that is the relationship that Jesus wants to have with us and wants us to have with Him. It spells out His terms so that we know exactly what we're agreeing to when we make a decision for Him. There's no excuse for us to go back and say, well, God, you never told me it was going to be like this. You didn't tell me, you didn't warn me. I think we've all seen, there's been several of them on the TV this week, where somebody is suing somebody because they didn't tell them something that was going to happen about something. Saw this morning where country western singer / movie star has decided to sue her dentist because she's failed to meet her livelihood because of 9 root canals she's had, and it's caused distress in her life. Earlier in the week, this lady has sued her college because the instructor gave her a C+ in a course, and it caused her to keep her from getting her dream job and pursuing her career. So they're claiming that you never told me or you didn't fulfill your obligation. Christ is saying, I'm showing you and telling you what your obligation is, and you have no recourse to come back on me and say, you never told me.
Amen.
If you want to be my follower, it's going to cost you something.
Amen.
I told you early on in this series that I was guilty, along with many others who stand behind pulpits all across this world. And we invite people to come to Christ, but we never tell them it's going to cost them anything, and we're wrong when we do that. So I told you I'm going to change. I'm telling you this morning, it's okay to follow Christ. It's never wrong to follow Christ. You'll never regret following Christ, but it will cost you something. Jesus begins his call to follow him with those two words. He says, if anyone, first two words, if anyone. If anyone. Now, anyone makes it clear who it is that he's inviting. He is inviting anyone. Anyone means everyone. He doesn't give you a list of prerequisites and qualifications that you have to follow. He says, if anyone. Now, there's a lot of people that don't realize that they've been invited to follow Christ. Their first thought is, not after what I've done. We're our own worst enemy. Not after what I've done. You can't be inviting me, God. I know you don't mean me. You're meaning that person over there. You're meaning this guy over here. But you don't mean me. Not after what I've done. You don't know what I've done. Oh, yes, he does. Can't hide from it. But Lord, you wouldn't want me. Not after mistakes I've made. I just couldn't live up to the standards. I wouldn't make the grade. Those people assume that they are not qualified. And as a result of them making the decision that they're not qualified, they don't take the invitation of Christ seriously in their life. They just kind of brush it off when they hear the invitation because they automatically say, he's not talking about me, I've messed up too many times in life, so they shut down on the rest of the message.
Amen.
How many of us have ever told one of our children not to do something, only to find out later that they did it anyway? We're all in that boat. We've all done it. We did it when we were kids as well. But have you had one of those kids when they were caught and found out that they did whatever you told them not to do? Did you ever get a response from them, something like this, or do you still love me? Do you still love me? You see, when they ask that question, their worst fear is that you won't still love them after they made a mistake. And you know, we're all like that to a certain extent. We've all done things that we knew we shouldn't have done. We've told the Lord that we wouldn't do it before or again. And we turn around and do it anyway. But we're all hiding something.